Hey, Loco sports fans, welcome to a what is it, Wednesday night
Yeah.
edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown.
Yeah,
We
Wednesday.
got a little bit of everything for you tonight. We had USCB soccer in action this afternoon. Wes was Superman tonight. He was Worldwide West, living up to his nickname tonight. He called the soccer game, then busted it over to Beaufort for playoff volleyball. We got a lot of playoff volleyball. Boys got started last night, girls tonight. So we'll get you caught up on all of that. New high school football rankings are out, so we'll talk about that. Although not much changed on our front, and that's kind of that. Uh, Other stuff we'll meander in and out of, I'm sure. But how y'all boys doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Yeah,
Uh, been a been a long week. It feels really long this week.
Who does?
You know,
I don't know
it,
how it's
it
only Wednesday.
had second week of basketball evals tonight, and over at Beaufort, Burton Wells Park in Beaufort, and a lot of kids showed up too. I had about 20 the first round of it, and then the second session we had about 35 kids show up for basketball evals. We got about 300 kids right now that have signed up for basketball in Beaufort alone. So I can only
Nice.
imagine Bluffton's got about 600 of those. So just we're getting to that point of the year where it's going to start up. And funny enough, basketball practices start that week before Thanksgiving, which funny enough, we are not that far away from it either. So
No, not far at all.
it's been a busy week, and we're just about to finish up fall sports at the end of this week. So yeah, it's been busy this week, but it's felt really long.
yep,
Indeed, indeed. How you doing, Wes? Busy day for you today, and
yeah,
tough one for the Sand Sharks. 1-0 loss to Columbus State today, but then you got to check out the Loco on Loco matchup. Knew you were getting a winner there, and Buford,
yep.
after splitting in the regular season and losing at home to Bluffton, they beat Bluffton at home tonight to advance. So good showing from the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, they looked the part. They were the dominant team for really the majority of the match, and Bluffton had a moment in that second set where it looked like they went out to a 5-1 run or so, and it looked like they were gonna turn the corner in this match, but just a couple of bad serves and unforced errors, and Buford was just they made fewer mistakes, and they've got some really strong players in net who will capitalize and just have a good IQ of where to be in terms of make plays happen out there in the court. We talked about a couple of players who were very impactful, but yeah, more of Carson Crosby, who just such an important fixture out there at the net. And then Allison Dennison is just so difficult to go up against with her size and her just terrific hitting out there. Uh, as a setter, but also does a couple of different things very well. And so, great overall team effort from Beaufort tonight, and those girls are just playing really well together. Like together, uh, you see it when they play a lot in club ball. If you feel like a lot of these kids do,
Hmm.
and then when we get to high school ball, it kind of makes it easier because you know a lot of these girls and you've played together, and they just really felt like they were on the same page. A couple of really nice digs on a couple of Bluffton opportunities there in that game, and so or in that match. So um, I think Buford could be an upset pick against Bishop England. I think that the way that they're playing, if they come out strong on the road, I think they've got a chance to potentially pull off an upset.
And
Yeah,
I've got the sorry, I was about to step away for a second, but I've got the brackets here to take a look at. Um, so Gray Collegiate taking down Hilton Head tonight 3-1. Then so we don't have to worry about that quadrant anymore. May River sweep of Darlington at home, so they'll be at home again,
Yep,
presumably against South
Monday.
Aiken. Remember they had a really good match with South Aiken a couple of years ago or last
Mm,
year during that playoff run. They had a really
yeah, that's right.
rambunctious
yeah,
match with South Aiken. I remember because my daughter and I went. And so that will be next up for them. And then looking at the other half of the bracket, that's where you'll find Beaufort. Not updated here yet, but they'll go on the road to Bishop England in the other half of the 3A bracket. So that's what we're looking at on Monday. Two matchups, another region rivalry matchup again. So
yes,
unusual there.
Yeah, very unusual.
Um, Looking at 3A, here I'm back. Looking at 3A, you got I haven't found the score yet, but Battery Creek went in winless according to Max Prep. So I'm going to assume that they probably did not knock off region champ Silver Bluff. Bridges Prep 3-0 win over Manning. They will host Andrew Jackson in the second round. Should be a pretty good step up in competition.
Yep.
Hampton with the 3-1 win over Marion. They will host Buford in the second round. Again, that'll be a more competitive match. Whale Branch went on the road and lost 3-0 to Philip Simmons. And then in 1A, Military Magnet beat Hardyville 3-0. We were just flat tonight. And, got down and played better in the third game, but third set, but just couldn't pull it out. Just not our best effort tonight. You hate to see that because we had a really good season.
You never see it at the end of your season when you're not playing your best. That always hurts. But yeah.
On to the next one. To the next one.
I would ask if I can say, just keep an eye on that Bridges Prep volleyball team because they've been among some of the top teams in the 3A division this year.
Now, the 2A is not easy. They have a tough path in volleyball. They got to go through Philip Simmons and I believe Atlantic Collegiate. Like that's a really difficult.
Yeah, Atlantic Collegiate and Philip Simmons are both very good.
Yeah, those are two very good teams.
If they get out of the lower state, they probably win it all.
Best of luck.
Philip Simmons is excellent. So both of those are going to be really tough matchups for them. But we'll see if they can pull it off, or maybe somebody knocks them off along the way before they get there. You never do know. All right. So there's your girls volleyball scores from tonight. You may have seen scrolling across the bottom some boys volleyball scores as well. Bluffton with a 3-0 win over Bridges Prep last night. They're the only Lowco boys team to advance from the first round. Battery Creek lost 3-1 to Academic Magnet. Academic Magnet will travel to Bluffton tomorrow night, Thursday night, for the second round. Hanahan beat Hilton Head 3-1, and Bishop England beat May River 3-1.
So Bluffton carrying the flag,
left-handed. Yeah, and I tell you, I watched a little bit of their video from some of their matches, and they're sharp.
Well, you can catch them tomorrow at home against Academic Magnet. That should be a good one. Yep.
I believe they're ranked second. And the rankings have been seen that have been coming across.
The bracket's weird because they have a lot of lower state teams and only a few upper state teams. And
there's not very many.
But I mean, the rankings throughout the year have been, really solid. Bluffton team at 2 throughout most of the season in terms of the rankings that have been coming out across multiple media outlets.
Yeah, they're second in the RPI as well, behind Oceanside.
Yeah,
pretty wide margin between them. But who are they playing? ACMAG, they're 6, so should be a pretty good matchup. Should be pretty even. We'll see how that one turns out. And then we told you the other night, but the golf, both Hilton Head and May River finished second and third behind South Aiken. Top 3 separated by 2 shots. They'll all advance on to the state championship next week at Hilton Head Lakes, Monday and Tuesday. And Bluffton and Buford, I think, also advanced. They were in the top 8, so they should have advanced to state as well. So we will be well represented there.
And I think it's going to come down.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I think it's going to come down to those 3 teams for the state title as well, I think.
I suspect so. Pickens is usually pretty good, but nobody in the upstate really.
Yeah, well, that's my point. I mean, it was like that last year too, where most of the lower state teams were the more competitive in that division. So I would expect those 3 teams to sit at least within the top 3-4 teams.
I would think so. I think they'll be right
there as well, but I suspect one of those 3 teams is going to win the state title.
Yep.
Yeah, I would think so too. That's what I would predict as well. I agree with you. Show tonight presented by our all-star sponsors, Mickelson Law Firm. They've been with us since the beginning, got on board before we even knew each other. And they wanted to support this guy who was covering local sports and trying to revive that. And we appreciate all their support over the years. They're our all-star sponsor, our official real estate closing attorney, and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Thanks to Mickelson Law Firm. I'll call on them for all your legal needs. And then WHHI TV, our partners in local sports. Those guys do a great job with their local sports coverage, and I'm thrilled to continue to produce Last Night in the Loco and Loco Lights for their newscast. So We've been in partnership for a long time and excited to have them as an all-star sponsor supporting LowcoSports. So, well, Wes, you were out at Finland today, and it was a big one for USCB. I had predicted earlier a draw. That's what I told Bracken. They were gonna steal a draw, but could not find the back of
Well,
the net today in a 1-0 defeat.
yeah, and they had a couple of chances in the second half. I thought they played a lot better in the second half. They were able to finally, string a couple passes together and create some momentum on the offensive side. Uh, Probably the best chance they had in the second half. They stole it away from the keeper, and then they got it back to Cassie Martin, and she hit the crossbar. And
Oh,
yeah, that was she had a couple of good looks. That was a really impactful moment for them, but just couldn't quite find the back of the net there. And then had a couple of corner kicks and free kicks that just couldn't. And give credit to Columbus State. Their defense was outstanding. They were able to clear the ball very quickly when those balls got played in, and they just have a really couple of really strong defenders who did a good job blocking shots and did not allow much. But the goal that the Columbus State scored was absolutely beautiful. I guess USC just gave them a little bit too much space there, right on the edge of the 18. Uh, but a beautiful shot that just found that left inside part, just inside that near post. But great game. I mean, I thought USCB played really well in the second half. Just couldn't find that equalizer, and it hurts, especially. I mean, this isn't a bad result. Losing 1-0 this team, but you look at some of those games prior, the one that Flagler and Lander, then the 2 points dropped against
right.
Georgia
They start to
Southwestern,
add
that
up.
draw.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that you're going to think back on because you were right there. The draws against Georgia Southwestern and the one before against Georgia College, those both should have been wins. So those are tough when you're not able to secure the 3 points there. Just the offense has not been as consistent as you would have hoped. Of course, I mean Pack has been great. Um, in terms of some of the others, they're just trying to find those younger players. They just don't have. I mean, Pack has been great, but they just don't have enough players who can really take over a game in terms of their offense right now. I mean, they have some talented players who are starting to get the field and good supporting players. They just need one or two more playmakers or strikers who can really control the flow and make things happen. But I mean,
Yeah.
the way the togetherness they play with and the way the defense has shown out this year has been great. And then I thought the standout this game was the goalkeeper, CC Powell, was tremendous. She made two unbelievable saves in the first half, which kept it to scoreless at the time. And then she made another great one in the second half as well. She was terrific. So I think they've found their starter, their 1A starter in net for the time being in Powell. So um,
Good
yeah,
deal.
she was outstanding. And I think that we're really starting to see Kate James grow as a player. And of course, Adrian Skelton continues to be a stud on the defensive side. I just, just a bit more explosiveness in terms of, you know, those players who can take over a game and score some big goals. And those are hard to find. I mean, it's recruiting is difficult, but I feel like now that they are fully entrenched in Division 2, I feel like the recruiting is going to get better. I think the team's going to get better. They're going to have some more players who can make more impacts. Now, I will say that the players that they do have and have been really working hard, and I've been really excited to see the growth that this team has been able to put together. And they have some talent. I mean, Sophia Willis has had a great year. Of course, Josiah Pack has really taken over, and she's been a big piece. And Savannah Page, I think you forget about the way she plays. You talk about their scoring, but the way she plays defense, that she can just fly towards the ball and break up plays. I love the way she plays, and she's really fun to watch. And gonna miss watching her play next year as it's her senior year. So still a lot to be happy about. But it does feel very similar to last year, where they got off to a hot start and then a couple of close losses to teams that you had a chance to beat in this conference.
Yeah, yeah. It's starting to mount up a little bit. It's starting to feel a lot like last year where they got off hot and then just kind of sliding. Um, but they're right on the cusp. It seems like
Yeah.
like all the results are really close. They're right in all these matches.
Yeah.
Um, should win some of them. Don't. I got some volleyball highlights that you shot tonight, Wes. Just got those put together. We got 8.5 minutes of
Woo.
volleyball highlights. Must have been
Outstanding. Yeah.
some good action over in the nest.
Yeah.
Looks
Buford.
weird with the bleachers pushed in on that side.
Yeah. It's a great gym. I love Kirkland Court. It's
It
it's
is.
great, and
It
especially
is.
they always turn out like huge sections of fans. Even tonight, it was outstanding. The fans that were there, and I thought Buford really looked, togetherness. Like I said earlier, it's so important in volleyball, and they were on the same page throughout. But uh, I was just really impressed by how they held strong in some, tough moments throughout that second game, and they're able to get together. And after that, they really kind of cruised. Bluffton made a couple of mistakes, and Buford just really executed well in terms of their hitting and in terms of their passing. It felt like they really knew what they were trying to do in terms of the game plan to beat Bluffton. And sometimes and obviously you have a game plan. I mean I obviously, when I did volleyball in college, or when I was, on the volleyball staff in a way,
Hmm.
we game plan for every opponent. And so, you have all the hitters' tendencies, and in terms of
Right.
serving and all that. High school is a little different. I mean, they don't have
Yeah, you
that
don't
kind of
have
data,
access to quite the same level of
but
analytics and stats. But they played each other twice,
but
so they
played the
should
team
have a
twice, you
pretty good
kind of know a
idea.
lot more
Yeah.
about them because you have. That was my point. Is that a team like Buford, who I felt like did a really good job in positioning and running their plays and executing them. They kind of knew what Bluffton had, and I just thought that they were in the right positions a lot to convert those plays. And so I think this Buford team is, they're well coached. They got some talent, especially in that net side. You have Dennison, who just the heights
Hmm.
and the finesse, and just the way that she plays, a valuable person to have out there. And Crosby, once again, terrific. She has been quite the stud for that Buford team this year. They're a scrappy team, and I kind of feel like this is one of those teams that you don't want to play in the playoffs, because if they can get to that level that we saw, especially at home against May River a couple weeks ago, and you look at Bishop England, I feel like Buford still is a lot more on the table when they're going against this Bishop England team. Like, I mean, they got swept in first matchup, and they got swept again. I think that I expect this to be competitive. I feel like now that you've played Bishop England twice, you know a little bit more about them. I kind of think they'd be more prepared to go into Bishop. I just feel
Yeah.
like, it's that trap emphasis on a team that has beaten you twice.
Right.
You say all the time it's tough to be a team 3 times in a row, especially when they're a region opponent. You got to go up against them in the playoffs. And I mean, I think Bishop England probably wins, but I feel like Buford has an opportunity to sneak up on them in this game, or in this match. So I'm not counting Buford out there on the road, and that'd be cool to see, because
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this region incredibly close. Even, obviously you talked about Bluffton and May River, but I think the way this Buford team plays, they've got some athletes out there who can really make a difference, and especially
No
when
doubt.
Dennison is on her game, when she's blocking attempts, and with a couple others who have really showed out for this team. They've got some players who can really make a big difference. So I'm excited to see how they can do. They got a lot of time to prepare. They don't play again until Monday with the how the bracket works out. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes
Little
me think,
different
like,
bracket this
if,
year.
if Buford can kind of replicate what May River did last year and
Right.
have their hottest
yep.
play right now, I really do think they can do what May River did and upset Bishop England. I really do believe
Well,
it.
that's the
And
key, and we've talked about with this region other sports before. There's the difference between these teams is much more minimal as compared to what
right,
you would
Sure.
yeah,
think. Yep.
Well,
And
yeah,
then if
and
you,
and
look,
in volleyball is
if
such
you
a
get past
momentum
Bishop
sport
England, you've
too.
got a really good path to the lower state
Sure.
championship.
Yep.
And
Oof.
and on the other side, I think
Good block.
the Great Collegiate is obviously the team to look out for. I think Great Collegiate
Yeah.
is the favorites by
Yeah,
a
if May
decent
River
margin in the
gets
lower
by
state.
South Aiken, they'll face Great Collegiate, and that
Yeah,
will be
that's
very
a tough
challenging.
one. So I think
That would be very challenging.
Buford. I think Buford kind of has a little bit easier of a pass. I don't think Bishop England is as good
Yeah,
as Great
I
Collegiate. No,
think
Bishop
it's the
England's a
better
real
half of the
solid team. I think
bracket
they're
this
more
one. I
beatable, much
agree,
more beatable than Great
especially
Collegiate
because
is.
of the familiarity. I
Yeah,
agree. I think
yeah.
that makes it a much more navigable pass, which sometimes works out. I mean, we've seen that a lot, where the side of the bracket you're on means everything, much more than what your actual seed is. So, good showing by Beaufort tonight. They advance, as well as May River, Hampton, Bridges Prep, all advancing on the girls' side, just Bluffton on the boys' side in the volleyball. And that's all we got on that. Although, are there Skiza brackets yet?
I have not seen any.
They have
I
gotten
bet
real
you
lax about posting the brackets
they
on the
are really.
website.
Hold on.
They've just started, like, they used to post them always, but now it seems like they just send them out and don't post them. And we don't get to see them. But I don't see them.
I don't
When are we
either.
getting these? They play Friday, right?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So we're looking for Skiza volleyball brackets. If anybody has those, it's like the Holy Grail. It's like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade over here. Find the Skiza volleyball brackets. Stricklander might have them. He's
I'm sure he
known
does.
to be able to track down such things. If he don't have them, then they don't exist yet, or at least not outside of Mike Fanning's office. So we're waiting on those. But JP2 will be a high seed because they went undefeated through their region, but they got to play with the big kids in 4A. Patrick Henry should be a high seed because they ran through their region.
I believe Hilton and Chris Henry will also be in that playoffs as well.
Yeah, they should be in the
than-
4A bracket as well. I don't know who else. Maybe Colleton. Colleton was decent, but not as good as Patrick Henry.
It's
So
when you
not
face
sure.
those. It's when you face those Charleston and Columbia teams where it can get
Correct.
really interesting.
Correct. Yeah.
I just
And by
I don't
interesting, I mean
understand why Giza
terrifying.
does just the volleyball. Do they still do like the double elimination bracket
Yeah.
kind of thing?
2 days,
Yeah.
double elimination, and then 2 teams will emerge from that and play a championship game on Monday.
Interesting.
In each
And where is that
classification.
game on Monday? Is that also at a neutral site?
I don't know where that gets played.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
question.
don't know where
It's
any
gonna
of
be a
this
neutral
stuff
site
gets
game,
played
but I
because
just
Skiza just
I don't know
doesn't.
that we've had a team make it to that. In a
Skiza
long
just
time.
doesn't bring
maybe
out
Hilton Chris Kemi
anything.
can make it there this year.
I think JP2 is the
We did. I
better
know.
bet than
I remember
HHCA,
VA
but
won it in 19.
oh, you're right, they did.
Yep.
I don't know where they
But
play.
that was a
Maybe
while
they
ago.
play them in
So
Sumter. Maybe they play the championships in Sumter. That's where they
God,
play everything
feel
else.
bad
it
if they
seems.
did.
Or maybe they
Ugh.
just arrange neutral sites at Skiza schools. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure. Cross that bridge if
Yeah, I
we get
hate
there.
Sumter.
Yeah, Sumter's not my favorite
Yeah.
place to visit. All right, boys. So that's all the stuff that's cooking right now. Currently, I do have an announcement or an update. I told you that we are going to play the Hardyville homecoming game on Saturday. It is now back to Friday. Branchville did not agree. Branchville did not agree to moving it to Saturday.
I might have the brackets. Hold on.
Skeezers?
I do. I think
Skeezers.
I have the 4A bracket at least.
All
Hold
right.
on. Let's see if I can get them up here. All right.
Sounds like a plan. Then we'll have something to talk
At least
about.
the 4A bracket. Yeah, all I got is the 4A bracket, but let's try it. Let's see. Hold on.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
So that's I believe the upper bracket. Obviously,
Yep.
Cardinal Newman, the number 1 seed, not really
Oh,
shocking at all.
JP2 and HHCA could meet in the second round.
Yeah,
And they went 5 just the other day.
I didn't realize Christian was a 2 seed. I'm kind of shocked by that. I
Yeah,
didn't
they
know if
got.
they were.
Wow.
They played well through their region. I'm
Yeah,
very
they did.
shocked. So
Um,
wow,
and they played JP2 tough, so that
Heathwood
could be
Hall
a
is a tough.
very interesting
Heathwood Hall is a
matchup.
tough one though. That's one
It
of those
is.
Columbia schools that's going to be a tough
Yeah,
matchup.
that'll be a good match,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
potentially a Loco on Loco
And then
matchup in round 2.
there's a lower bracket. Palmetto Christian's a 4A program. Wow, that's shocking.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
shocked by that too, but I think they're like a powerhouse. They're number
They
1 seed
must
on
be
that side, obviously.
because their football team's
Um,
not even like a football team
they're
at the
8
moment.
man.
So, yeah,
They're
Oh,
8
wow.
man,
how weird.
which is wild. They got 8-man football and 4A volleyball.
Conwood Prep's a 3 seed. Portugal's a 1 seed. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
look,
Wilson Hall.
that's a long road for both Hilton
Sure
Head
is.
Christian and JP2, but I wouldn't put it past JP2. But they would
No.
eventually,
No.
eventually in the upper bracket championships, you're going to play Cardinal Newman, and that is a given.
Right.
Especially with that team, you want to talk about a powerhouse. Cardinal Newman's volleyball program is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you, because they used to play the state championship games at Cardinal Newman. At least the lower divisions used to play at Cardinal Newman, and that is one of the most beautiful gymnasiums in all of Skeeza. It is absolute beauty. Because I've been a couple times back in the day when Hilton Head Christian played in a couple state championship matchups. Unfortunately, lost both of them, but we'd make that trip up to Columbia to Cardinal Newman, and it was an absolutely beautiful gymnasium. So. Yeah, I don't know where they play the state championships now, but they used to play, at least for the 3A, 2A, and 1A seeds, or I guess back then it would have been just the 2A and 1A because there was only 3 divisions. They played at Cardinal Newman, so I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I couldn't be sure. I'm trying to find some cross
Well,
country
actually,
results here.
let me bring that back up because it may show me where it's played. Give me a second. Let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. So it says here, all games will be played at the Myrtle Beach Sports Center.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's where the tournament is played. I didn't know if they had to go all the way back up there for the championship or not, but I guess they do.
Yes, they do.
That's bunk.
That's a trip too for both JP2 and Hilton Head Christian. You know, that's actually probably a longer trip than anyone else has to take.
Yeah, that's
a brutal trip. You might as well just stay up there Saturday and Sunday and play Monday.
I might as well. Yeah, man.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
Hey, just to think, if USCB builds an arena, we may actually have the volleyball tournaments here at some point.
Yeah, no doubt it could happen.
Think about it.
Sure.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So here's some cross country results. Region meet, Skeeza region meet.
Yes.
JP2 boys. I think they're defending state champs, if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
They play second to Wilson Hall at the region meet. Wilson Hall posting a 23. That's almost perfect.
That's
JP2
crazy.
was a 32. So Wilson Hall went 1, 2, 5, 7, 8. JP2 went 3, 4, 6, 9, 10. So as Wes can attest, you don't have to pick off that many guys. If everybody picks off one guy, that can flip that in a hurry. So
I can tell you that.
and they're all packed in there. I mean, it was all
well, I mean, you try to, like,
if
if you're at a certain point, you're trying to beat like a certain amount of guys and look to just gain a couple of spots. That's
right.
Everybody's got to do their part.
I mean, that's the goal.
If you can finish ahead of one of their guys who finished ahead of you at the last race. If everybody can do that,
I mean, that's the goal.
That's
the goal during any cross country meet. Whoever's the person in front of you, whoever the person's in front of you, you go after them. It doesn't matter. You go get them. That's the goal.
And then
individual, but also
the girls, JP2's a little down this year. They still got second behind Wilson Hall, but
state meet will be. So it's not this week.
Got to be coming up
next. It'd be next.
Yeah, it's pretty soon. Should be pretty soon.
It'd be next week at Heathwood Hall as usual, if I'm not mistaken, which is where they always play the state title. Great course too, fantastic course.
Yeah,
it's funny because Heathwood Hall sits on like 500 acres of land. Man, the place is huge.
Wow.
It's a big area, right outside of Columbia too.
All right, so
All
that's
right.
that. I don't know what else, boys. What else you got? Anything else? It's cooking
Do
right
we have
now.
a score from? Did we get a score from that Hilton Head Prep Dylan Christian game?
Oh shoot! You know what? Yeah. What? How did that slip my mind?
Because it was a Tuesday game.
They
That's
lost
why.
20-10.
Oh!
20-10.
Oh yes, they did. They did. Yeah, I posted earlier. Yep.
I missed that.
Yep. 20-10
man,
loss.
that's a
Hilton
bummer.
Head Prep to Dylan Christian. That's a tough one, but I believe they'll still get the 4 seed in the playoffs because they
They probably will.
beat St.
Win
John's
over St.
Christian.
John's.
Yep.
But you were hoping to get a win against them. I mean, honestly, even on
That was
the
a
road.
little game for them. Now,
Yeah, it was.
it's never easy like that on the road, but yeah.
Well, and
you
I don't think it was
expect-
fair. I don't think it was fair they had to play on Tuesday. Dylan
Yeah,
didn't
that's
play
a tough.
Friday.
And they got to play. They have to play again on Friday
that's
too.
that's some tough.
No, Hilton Head Prep's off Friday.
Oh, they off Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why not
Right.
make that game on? Oh, well, maybe Dylan
I don't
Christian
know.
has a game on
No,
Friday.
Dylan's off
not
Friday
quite-
too. I don't
So
understand
why
why
didn't
they
they
couldn't
play
play
on
that game on
Friday?
Friday. I don't know.
It makes
What
no
was the
sense.
point?
Crazy.
Yeah, very.
What was the point of that? That's just stupid.
I do
That's
not know.
just stupid.
Not
Never
sure.
made sense to me.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But
Yeah,
it happened.
Skiza,
He's
man.
gonna Skiza.
Skiza, y'all gotta.
We're playing games on Tuesday even when we don't need to.
That's blasphemy.
Yeah,
you never play football
that's
on
easy for
Tuesdays.
It's like the MAC.
The MAC, yeah. We
Yeah.
have all those Tuesday and Wednesday college football games.
I think there's one on right now. Middle Tennessee's playing somebody right now. I don't know what league they're in, but
on a Wednesday night.
they're
What
playing
a
on
weird.
Wednesday nights.
Well,
shoot,
it's the
playing on
only
Fridays
games
now.
they're trying to get eyeballs on their project. I mean, that's why they
Amen.
play. That's why they play
Hey, man,
those games on
go
Tuesday and
Toledo.
Wednesday.
I'm a Toledo Rockets fan through and through, man. Go Toledo.
Action, baby.
Yeah, baby.
So I guess we'll run through what we do got cooking on the football this week, and then we'll call it an early night. Week 9 kicked off, I guess, with Hilton Head Prep losing 20-10 to Dylan Christian. We got a bunch more games on the Skiza front. We got Cross at Holly Hill. That one should not be terribly competitive if past results dictate. Thomas Hayward at Carolina Academy, chance for THA to get back on track before they get BA. Dorchester at Colleton Prep. That is a great matchup in Skiza 1A.
Game, man.
Two of the top contenders in Skiza 1A for sure. That's probably
state championship matchup right there.
Maybe the game
Very
of the
well
week.
could be a preview of that, although there are other teams that will have a say in it for sure.
There are.
Williamsburg Academy to be one.
Williamsburg, yep.
And you know what? Don't count out to Thomas Hayward to be for the Academy.
Yeah, I'm not. Definitely not. Andrew Jackson Academy will be at Buford Academy. That should be a get right game for BA after the tough 3-week-long loss to Colleton Prep. Orangeburg Prep at Patrick Henry. Pats have had a tough year, but they'll get a chance to get right at home in a non-region game. And then another big one, HHCA at JP2, the rematch. HHCA, of course, has dominated this series and won earlier this year in a non-region game at home. But now they have to go to JP2, and they're without Reed McCollum. So this is a totally different game.
If Colleton Prep and Dorchester is in the game of the week, this might be just because of the implications for this game. I mean, winner gets the number two seed and a home playoff game. I mean, this is an important game. For both teams.
For JP2, if they win it, it sets up a region championship game against Pinewood. Which, that's an uphill. That's a long shot for them. But if you go
they still got an opportunity. Yep. So that's the other thing about it. So
they can.
I'm intrigued to see how JP2 plays against Pinewood Prep too. I know Pinewood Prep.
I want to see how they play against
you can't look ahead to that one until you get Hilton Christian Academy. They've
got to get through this one first.
Yeah, do not look ahead to next week.
Well, they're not. They've been looking at this one since forever.
Yeah.
But
now looking more closely now with the quarterback change, it's
completely different situation.
By the way, have we? I'm thinking about this now. Have we mentioned why Crestling-House is the new quarterback?
I mean, no. We've mentioned that Reed McCollum is not playing quarterback, but we haven't gotten beyond that. So you've done the bulk of the reporting on this, I would say. Are you ready to delve into that a little more?
Yeah, let's talk about it briefly. So let's see. Christian Academy was at Bullock Academy a few weeks back, out on the road in Statesboro. I had gotten some words that Reed McCollum, there was a chance he would not be at the game that Friday night. And so I looked into it, contacted a buddy of mine from one of the Savannah stations, and he had a guy out there for that game, asked him, point blank, was Reed McCollum on the field? He said no. And I said, was he on the sidelines? He said no. And so I thought, okay, so he wasn't even at the game. So took a trip that next Friday over to Hilton Head Christian after the game we had between Prep and JP2. And, went over to watch it homecoming night. So I was invited to that game anyway. And he wasn't there. Turns out that Reed McCollum is no longer a student at Hilton Head Christian Academy. So that was a word I got that Friday night, that he was no longer at Hilton Head Christian Academy, and that Cress Langhouse would be the quarterback for the rest of the season for Hilton Head Christian. So I'm not sure what happened. I don't think any of us really know what happened. But yeah, that was a word I had gotten on Friday night, that Reed McCollum was no longer a student at Hilton Head Christian.
And frankly, we're not in the business of caring about what happened because, I mean, we report on kids first and foremost. I want to remind you of that. We report on them playing games and representing their school. We needed to report what you learned about why he wasn't playing, because that is relevant context to the arena in which we report on him. We don't need to know his personal life is not the arena in which we report on him. So I'm not interested in knowing what happened, or reporting what happened. Certainly, I guess I'd be interested in knowing, but I'm not interested in reporting it. But actions have consequences. Mistakes have consequences. Clearly, he has paid the consequences of his actions, whatever he did, and he's not playing football at Hilton Head Christian Academy or attending Hilton Head Christian Academy anymore. And it's our understanding that his offer from Navy was pulled as well. He was going to go to the Naval Prep
on
School,
scholarship as
Navy
well.
Prep. Yeah. So, we hate to see that, and we take no glee in reporting that, but
not
when it
what we
is
want
an athlete that when it's an athlete that we have
considered a lesson
reported
for any of these
glowingly
young
on
people,
when they've had
any of these young
success, we
people
kind of have
watching the show tonight. I mean, that's you have to act smartly. I mean, especially once you are.
Well,
and you can't let your guard down once you think you've made it.
And look, I think we all agree. We all
agreed.
agreed, no matter whatever mistake it was, we won't ever know. But regardless, like I believe, and I think we all believe, every kid deserves a second chance, regardless of how big of a mistake it was. I believe Reed McCollum will get that second chance somewhere, because I think he's a fantastic athlete, and I think one mistake should not kill your career. And if
Especially
someone's
as a
interested in
17-year-old,
having you play, well, yeah, and he is
kids will make mistakes.
A D1 level. He is a D1 level athlete. Clearly, especially on the at the linebacker position.
I'm saying what Reed McCollum is not. It was not good. Not good at all. It was not advisable. But I mean, I just wish all the best for him going forward, and hope that he learns from it.
Yeah, and again, every kid deserves a second chance, no matter how big of a mistake it was, because one mistake should not kill your career,
especially at that age. I mean, we have to be allowed to make mistakes.
Yeah. So I wish Reed McCollum the best of luck in whatever his future endeavors are, and I think he will get the chance to play at the next level. It's just we don't know where that will be eventually. Eventually, we'll find out. But for now, that's what we needed to report, was that he was no longer a student at Hilton Head Christian.
Yeah, we were kind of dancing around it for a while because we didn't have solid confirmation of what exactly the situation was. We knew he didn't play for that week, and then the next week we hadn't heard of any injury, but we were trying to nail it down. And Max, you did a great job of talking to folks and figuring out what was going on without prying into the personal details. So that's where we are. HHCA moving forward without him, and Cress Langhouse will be the quarterback Friday against JP2, and that makes things extremely interesting, to say the least. So we'll see how that turns out. Then on the high school league side, we're getting down to it. We got a region championship clinching opportunity for Hampton County as they're at home for homecoming against Whale Branch. Orangeburg Wilkinson at Battery Creek. OW's undefeated. Creek struggling. They would need a miracle there. Hilton Head at Colleton County. Seahawks are in command in Region 6-4A. And you would think that they shouldn't have too much trouble there, but the Cougars have been fighting people in the first half. You know, they've been giving people a really good matchup in the first half, and they just fall off. I suspect Hilton Head will wear them down like they have everyone else. Bishop England at Bluffton, that is a big one.
Yes.
That's a real big one. I think that's the Buford's own game, right?
Yes,
I believe it is.
The company will be headed to that one. Yep.
Yeah, they got plenty of press box space in Bluffton.
It's a good one too. I really do believe that's a down the wire game.
To call a game. Great press box, and they even they treat you well over there. And if you got something to eat, the State of Mind. If you want something to eat, the State of Mind Cafe is outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Always cooking. And then the other big one for us, May River at Beaufort, and I think that's an interesting matchup as well.
It is intriguing.
Just both teams, you know, really run the ball, will rely on the run and rely on their defense. I'd say May River's ground game's a little more evolved at this point, but Beaufort a little more multidimensional as well. And then I'd say both defenses are very strong. I'd put that as a fairly even matchup as far as the defense.
Well, I would lean to say that May River's run game is a little more dimensional than Buford's is. I think that would be the key to that game is, if May River can run the ball well, which I assume they will. Well, although Buford's had a tough defense this season.
They're tough up front.
Yeah.
So
it's not going to be easy sledding.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy one, but it is a very interesting game. I'm very intrigued by that one.
So that's what we got cooking. And then Branchville at Hardyville. Yes. I forgot that one.
That's
we're back on Friday night now. So that'll be fun. Should be a good chance
is that one
to win.
I thought that one's on Saturday.
It was supposed to be, but that's what I said earlier. We couldn't get a contract. We couldn't get Branchville to agree to playing on Saturday, so it's back to Friday now.
Come on, fair enough.
Bummer.
Fair enough.
Bummer. We were going to do the whole thing. It was going to be the Little League games in the morning, in the afternoon.
It's a
high school game. It's going to be a big festival. It's going to be cool. But oh well.
Man, what's the big Friday deal? Night. Branchville kids can watch college football on the way down. No big deal about that.
Yeah, I mean that does mean I don't have to worry about whether the Mizzou game ends in time for
yeah.
So that's good. But it does complicate things a little bit because I was going to go to a different game Friday and then go to the Hardyville game on Saturday. So we'll figure that out. Yeah, Beaufort May River should be a good one. All right, boys. Well, shout out to Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, and a great place to get cocktails and more. Check out the sunset over at Hudson Seafood House on the Docks. We had a new episode last night of Under the Bus, and we had Rich back in the country. Got a new cell phone and everything. So great to have him back. He went on some good rants, especially. He had a bunch of good rants. He was in top
about Italians night, or what?
He's been no. I mean about sports. He's been scoring it up for a while. So check that out. Hudson Seafood House on the Docks makes it possible. Also, we got Twenge & Twombly, the personal injury attorneys in Beaufort with a rare name. They provide remarkable service at Twenge & Twombly. And we've got HHI Windows and Doors. Our old friend Coach Barron from Hilton Head Prep has hung up the whistle. He's focused on the new kind of screens now over at HHI Windows and Doors, improving your view of the Low Country. We've also got Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind, coming at you next month as wrestling season gets underway. And then, of course, Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Parting thoughts, Max, you got something pulled up for us.
Yeah, I mean, this was the best thing I've seen so far this week. And you can't – hold on.
It's back. Just the nostalgia flows right through.
Basketball, give me the ball because I'm gonna dunk it.
Tonight, it's the Houston
Oh,
Rockets
so
versus
good.
the Oklahoma City
And it was a
Thunder.
tremendous game. Oh my
It
goodness.
was a great
so
game.
good.
Fantastic
It
game.
was so good.
It was so good. And then, of course, NBA
SGA.
and the rest of the NBA kicks off tonight. Games
Yep.
are already in play currently.
Oh yeah.
Of course, inside the NBA is on ESPN tonight, fellas.
Yes.
Which
weird.
is such a weird thing to say. I
It's
cannot
very
believe.
weird. Yeah.
I cannot believe I'm saying that in this time
It's
and age
strange,
that it's
but
no longer
I
on
mean, it's on a
TNT.
different network, but it's similar guys,
Yeah,
similar
but
yeah, it's
hosts.
good.
and,
yeah.
It's familiar.
My Atlanta Hawks, who I'm high on, are not playing great tonight. Down 118-91 to the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, not a great start to the season, and I have high hopes for this Hawks team if they can figure it out. Celtics are beating the 76ers 101-94. Pistons and Bulls. Bulls up 77-61. Any other good games? Oh yeah. Knicks.
the Hornets,
Knicks beat the Cavs.
Yeah, Knicks beat the Cavs 119
You a
to
Hornets guy?
111.
Wes?
So the Hornets beat the
Nets.
Brooklyn Nets. Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
So, but then again, I remember they
136.
they got the opening day win last year, and so too early to
Yeah.
trust them. But yeah, of course, the whole 6-7 meme, that was LaMelo Ball apparently who
Yeah.
who
Other
was the
big
He
games.
was 6'7".
Other big games that are going to take place tonight. The San Antonio Spurs are on the road to face Cooper Flag and the Dallas Mavericks. That'll be on
That
ESPN
one just
tonight.
started on
Yep.
ESPN.
Yep,
or
just started.
Yeah, one by Yana.
Let's see. The
Wembanyama.
Magic beat the Miami Heat 125-121. By the way, I'm very high on both the Orlando Magic and the Atlanta Hawks if they can both play well this year. I think those are two teams that could go up against the Cavs and the Knicks in the Eastern Conference this year. Because I don't expect a whole lot out of the Boston Celtics just because Jason Tatum's injured for most of the season. And same thing goes for the Indiana Pacers with
Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton being out for pretty much the entire season.
Yeah, it sucks. I like the Pacers.
That's-
I sort of
that's
adopted
just
them as
like
my team.
as a basketball fan. It hurts to see because the show that he put on the finals last year was absolutely legendary. Even for the entire playoffs, he was just on another level. So you
By
hurt
the way,
to see it.
So I had to figure this out.
Let Wes finish his thoughts.
Yeah,
bro.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying it hurts to see what could be he's already a rising star in the league, but like even more than that. And
It was
so,
devastating to see him go down in that final.
But I will say, regarding the NBA on NBC, I had to take a look at this because it has been, I believe, 23 years. So I said 40 the other night, which was completely wrong, and I'm sorry about that. 23 years. I would have just turned 2 the last time the NBA was on NBC. Think about that,
That's
fellas.
crazy.
Yeah,
Some of the kids, because I was actually talking to my boss's kids were in the office today, and I was like, I said to my friend Mike, who's actually going to be playing for the Bridges Prep basketball team this upcoming season, Mike Sawyer, a great player. And I was talking to him. I was like, "Did you watch the games last night?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Is it crazy to believe you weren't even a thought during when the last time they were on NBC?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's crazy, man."
That's insane to me because that's the music of my childhood. But
well, it is the best intro.
They should bring back the Inside Stuff with Ramada Shah.
By the way, the only person who's on NBC is Michael Jordan.
Yes, he's going to be doing some work for them. I heard.
Billis is on the ESPN call tonight for this first game.
Jay Billis.
Yeah, the college basketball guy. Yeah, who's
he's a basketball guy through and through.
Marcus Walsh just
really
said a slim Charles Barkley on.
Yeah, slim down.
Oh,
man, I heard something gross today that I hadn't heard before about Shaq. It just changed my whole view of him. Did you hear what he used to do to Hayes rookies? He used to save up a bucket of his own urine for a week and then dump it on them. That is disgusting.
That is some crazy stuff right there.
I was a Shaq fan until I heard that today. It changed my whole worldview.
Hey man, rookie hazing is no joke.
Especially back in the day. I mean, it was definitely then.
I wouldn't. I was gonna say I would fight a man, but then I remembered it was Shaq. Nobody's fighting Shaq.
Right. Yeah.
Shaq would kick his foot right up, man.
That goes what Shaq
That's a
wants.
Shaq would kick his foot right up your butt, man. I mean, I'm not, and
That's
that's a
worse than
big foot
like
too.
Greg Maddox is gross enough peeing on him in the shower, but at least they're in the shower. But a whole bucket that you save for a week, that's foul, bro.
Yeah, it's foul.
That's not okay.
But I still have
That's
respect for both.
chopped. That's chopped.
I still have respect. Shaq, hey man, Shaq's a different dude nowadays. That was years ago, man. That was years ago.
facts.
I get your point though, but I still am a fan of Shaquille O'Neal
That's a
and
bridge
Greg
too
Maddox
far.
for that instance.
Yeah, me
Greg
too.
Maddox is one of my favorite people ever.
Agreed. Wesker, you
Yeah.
got a parting thought for us?
Yeah. First off, congratulations to the Toronto Blue Jays and their fans.
God,
that's
what a way to win that one.
Yeah, I mean, just it was not looking great for especially after Raleigh hit that home run. I mean, it felt like Toronto was not going to get that big time hit, and then the pride of
George
New Britain,
Springer.
Connecticut. We're actually, I have some friends over there, and I'm not sure if they knew. I mean, actually met George Springer in person, but I'm sure they're fans of him, and just a great environment to see them make it to the World Series. And I think the best story is the guy Trey Savage, who started the year, I
Yeah.
believe, in like single A, and now he moved all the
Yeah,
way up in
man.
1 year. He's going to
Made
pitch in the
himself a
World
name.
Series. I mean, just that's one of the better stories of all of baseball when you see something like that. That's just goes to show. I mean, what is possible in just 1 year, and development wise, to people get the opportunity, and then not just pitch in the playoffs, but really show off. He was an important factor in both those two series, and I think that pretty much the majority of the media is going to pick the Dodgers, and rightfully so. I feel like Toronto has that chip on their shoulder mentality, but I do feel like the LA Dodgers have just a bit too much firepower at this point. So
it feels like a hitter's series. It's a hitter's series, but it feels like the Dodgers have better pitching.
Just good for Vlad Guerrero, and just really awesome to see what he has done for that, not just that city, but the entire country of Canada is jumping on board here. Yeah, I mean they are all in on this run. It's really
they
cool
haven't won a cup in ages. They need something.
Yeah. Speaking of hockey, my second parting thought is related to hockey, because the Colorado Avalanche decided to wear their Quebec Nordiques jerseys, and obviously they're hosting Carolina tomorrow, and Carolina said, okay, well, we have our Whalers jerseys.
They're gonna wear the whale.
They used to be division rivals back in the 80s, back in the old days of hockey, and so they are going to bring them back.
Wes Unicheck, yes.
Those are sick. I love the whale jersey. The whale, whale sweater is the best of all.
I like that. I like that Quebec jersey too, man. That one's sick. I love that.
Yep.
God, I love that. Wes Kerr with the Unicheck.
Yep.
Very well done.
The whale.
The whale. Yeah, that's the
whale.
Speaking of jerseys, Justin had mentioned the Vice U jerseys. I don't have pictures of them. I didn't get it up. But
FIU was rocking the Vice U jerseys.
Y'all look them up, man. They are.
And they had the Vice U end zone.
They
looked amazingly nice.
Yeah, they look great.
Nice. Anyway. Speaking of the way things look at this Dallas San Antonio game. It looks like it's in grayscale because of the gray court and the fact that one team's in black and the other's in white. It looks so weird.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I don't understand what the point of a gray court is. I don't get it.
I don't like it. I don't like the gray court. It throws me off. I don't like different colors on the court.
TCU has the same thing. They have like a gray court with that like horn frog scale.
Horrendous. I can't watch basketball on that. It's awful.
Oh, it's terrible. Well, that was for the well, TCU had that court, and then what was it? The Big 12's championship court or whatever it was just as bad.
They had an atrocious one.
That one was horrendous. I couldn't watch
this gray one in Dallas is not as bad as some of them, but it just because the one team's in white and the other's in black, it really makes it look like it's in black and white except for a few little pops of color. It's just a strange.
I like the cool looking courts, but when they're different color than what wood is actually supposed to look like, I can't stand it.
Well, it's hard to look at.
It's like those NBA. It's like those NBA Cup courts that they have. They're all different colors, and I can't.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
like it. It just bugs my eyes out every time I watch like an NBA Cup game or whatever it is.
Kansas City, sponsored by Phillips.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
football
the in-season
yeah.
tournament thing that they do is such a.
Oh, I don't like the
understand.
courts for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Those are
hate
Yeah,
it.
I don't like the in-season
Terrible.
tournament in general. It's just very odd. It's not. They're trying to do like what soccer does, and
By the way, that
Yeah, I
starts
don't
doesn't
next
work
care
for
for it either.
basketball. It doesn't work for
Yeah.
basketball. Not for pro basketball. I'm not a big fan, but
I'm a fan of the NBA commissioner, but that was the worst decision he's ever
Yeah.
made, is having this in-season tournament.
makes no sense. And the championship game doesn't even count in the standings. I mean, like, what's the point? Like, what do you what do you
Right.
Because I
what do you
think-
gain?
Because
from
I
that?
think
Like, who
what's his
cares
name?
about
Who's
who
the
wins that
commissioner?
championship?
What's his name? Adam Silver. I think he's one of the best commissioners in all of
He is.
sports, but that is the
I
worst
agree.
decision he's ever made.
Of all of them, I think Adam Silver's done the best job. But that
Adam
decision,
Yeah, I
Silver the
generally
best,
agree.
Rob
I
Manfred
generally
the
agree.
worst.
yeah, sounds about right.
Probably. I don't know. Gary Bettman's been pretty bad.
Yeah,
For
he's been hit or miss.
How about this? The Giants hired a manager, and it's not a major league guy. It's Tony Vitello
Yes.
from
Yeah,
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Very
Yeah.
interesting move there.
he has
Yeah.
no professional experience either, which
None.
makes it even more
Yeah.
intriguing. Yeah, I don't know
it's
about that
very
move.
interesting.
I know he was on the list of some teams, including the Atlanta Braves had him on their list of managerial
Yeah.
replacements, but
Yep.
I didn't know anyone was actually going to go through with it. I mean,
Yeah,
granted,
that's
he's done a great
surprising.
job at Tennessee, but that is a whole different kind of job.
That's a
There is.
very
Ma-
intriguing
Major
hire
League
if they go
Baseball.
through with that, because that's quite a jump, and
They've done
sometimes
it.
it
They
works
hired
out.
him. Yeah.
Sometimes
they
it's a risk,
hired him.
that's a
They already
pays off.
Yeah, they
hired
hired
him.
him today.
Yeah.
It's
They
happened.
hired him. You know, like it's just, I don't know if it's going to work. I mean, if it does work, fair play. They've made a great move, but
Yeah.
I don't see it working. I don't know if I trust that.
Yeah, it's like I said, very
Yeah.
risky hire, and a chance that it could.
Extremely risky.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Feels like it.
Because I mean, college baseball is more so on recruiting
completely-
and training compared
Development.
to
There's
Right.
development's a big
Yeah.
side
Right.
of college baseball. It's a little bit different motive. Like, obviously you're trying to win,
Yeah.
but it's
Well, we've seen some guys go from college to MLB, but more in either pitching coach roles,
Right.
where they're developing,
Right.
young guys, or in
But
like
not-
minor league, in like field
Yeah.
coordinator or minor league,
but not
development
running
roles.
an entire.
But going to manager, that's
a lot.
interesting.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how that turns out in San Francisco. Not that they've been great the last few years anyway, ever
No.
since they lost their even odd, magic where they won every other year. Once they lost Lincecum, that was kind of the end of that.
Oh,
But
love Lincecum.
and if you're really bored, you got a third quarter score: Delaware leading Middle Tennessee State 24-14 on ESPN2. Or you can switch over to CBS Sports Network, where Missouri State and New Mexico State are locked in a 7-7.
Wow, two of the worst teams.
Man, there's nothing
Actually-
like these midweek college football games. They just the college football in general is great, but those lower level conferences where players are really trying to,
Yeah.
they have a lot more to prove, chip on the shoulder kind of thing when you're
Well,
playing.
it's fun because you might get exposed to some dude that you would have never seen in a
Yeah.
million years,
And-
and he
and
just
there's-
has
the other
like a
thing is, it's
ridiculous
great.
game or makes a ridiculous play.
Look, hats off, because Missouri State is. I believe this is Missouri State's first season as an FBS program, because they were in FCS
Might be.
last year, I believe. So the
I
same
guess
thing goes for
you can't
Delaware
count-
too. Delaware was an FCS program last year
Yeah.
as well, and they've moved up
Blue
to FBS.
Hens.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't probably count Cam Scatterbo because he was. I mean, Arizona State is like an FBS program, but that's kind of the guy who I'm trying
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
at.
yeah. Yeah, for
You
sure.
wouldn't
There's
Yeah.
a lot of those kinds of guys out there. So
Agreed.
all right, boys. Well, we got it in tonight. We felt the need to do a show because we had a couple of nights of playoff results we needed to get in, as well as that Hilton Head Prep football game. So glad we got a Wednesday show in. It wasn't enough to carry, our typical type of show, but we still got to an hour.
A lot more
And,
coming tomorrow.
And it was more than we could have
Yeah.
squeezed into tomorrow night because we got a whole bunch of
Yep.
games to preview for you tomorrow night on Loco Pigskin Preview Edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. So we'll see you then. Marcus Walsh will be back with us to make all the picks and document them. He keeps track, so he can
Yep.
tell you who's good at this and who's bad at
Oh,
it.
all right.
We just do it for fun. But yeah, that'll be fun tomorrow night. Thank you, fellas. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making that possible. And thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. For Max and Raj and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. We'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, go Loco.